we could make vegetables really unhealthy. If you don't like flavour, this isn't the recipe for you. If you aren't barbecuing your asparagus like this, no, that should be legal. Let's get into it. Today we're going to cook bacon and puff pastry wrapped asparagus. Cooking time for this recipe will be 20 minutes. Or for those of you who love to use my beer timer, you're looking at a 1 beer cook. Cheers. There's some people out there that don't like my videos, and then there's you, and you're awesome. To make these party starters, we're going to need some asparagus. The longer the better. Pointless lying about the length. Everyone can see it once you whip it out. Smut! Now we will need to trim the asparagus, but don't get all itchy fingered and grab a knife. The proper way to remove the woody part of asparagus is by snapping them. Grab the woody end and then the middle of the stalk, and it will naturally snap in the right spot. Once you have the spears all trimmed up, put them aside. Although asparagus is generally called a spear, I do not recommend going to war with some asparagus. You will lose that fight, my friend. Puff pastry is up next. Lay out a sheet and let it defrost for half an hour. Then, using the largest knife you have, that's not a knife, this is a knife, slice it into strips 10 millimeters wide. Effectively giving you puff pastry pasta. Pretty simple so far. Time for a drink, I say. I'm a little parched. If someone shared this video with you, don't blame me, blame them. Or better still, pass on the hate and share this video with someone you don't like. Bacon makes everything better. You'll need some streaky bacon for this experiment, but these strips are too wide for what we're planning. So you just want to lay them down and stack them up nice and evenly, and just slice these into 10 millimeter strips. Did you see that? I just tripled my bacon. I don't want to brag, but I feel like a god now. I can triple bacon. Smut! If you don't like bacon, what's wrong with you? Next up, you'll need a tray like this and cover it with some baking paper. And now grab a spear of asparagus and wrap it in some of the puff pastry. And then grab some bacon and do the same. And place that on the tray. And then repeat the process until all the asparagus spears are covered in glorious bacon and puff pastry. Seriously, who doesn't like bacon? We now need an egg wash. Crack 1 egg into a bowl. Don't throw the shell away, we'll need that later on. Whisk up the contents of the egg. And brush it onto the spears. This will give the pastry a lovely golden colour once you cook it. Don't eat these raw. Well, you can if you want, I'm just suggesting you don't. What came first, the egg or the chicken? I don't care, but I bet they both enjoyed it. And next onto the seasoning. I'm going to keep it simple with some SPG, or for those that don't understand, that's salt, pepper, and garlic. Sergeant Seasoning on board for action. Enemy acquired. Preparing to assault. Oh, Sergeant's shooting blanks today. Enemy advancing. Reloading with pepper. They just won't stop. Finishing off with garlic. And now just pop these aside while we get the barbecue ready. Don't go too heavy on the salt. Bacon is already salty, just like your mother-in-law. Today I'm using a 57cm Weber kettle, and I'm pairing it up with 1 charcoal basket because I want to be cooking indirectly with a heat of 180 degrees Celsius today. And how I'll do this is by putting the charcoal basket to one side of the charcoal grate, then half fill a chimney starter with lumped charcoal, light it up, and once it's all ashed over, dump that into the charcoal basket. Carefully put your grill back in place, then put the lid back on, and we're going to give that 10 minutes to warm up. Subscribing to this channel is the easy part. Explaining to your better half why you need 20 barbecues is the hard bit. The barbecue is all warm and toasty. So place a tray on the opposite side to the fuel and put the lid back on, keeping the lid vent over our food. And guess what? This will help draw that heat over our food and cook it better. Now leave the asparagus super sticks alone for 20 minutes. Oh, and the eggshell that we saved from earlier, you can throw that away now. We don't actually need it. Who got excited and went, yes, we are finally going to use eggshells in a recipe? Who feels like it's time to get saucy? Grab a bowl and into it add equal parts of mustard and mayonnaise and Sriracha sauce. Mix that up and prepare your mouth for some fun. Oh, smut! Mouth fun isn't smut. What is smut is not leaving me a comment. Ding, ding, ding! Cooking time is over. Whoa, look at what we have here. Grab the tray out of the barbecue and plate them up. And don't forget to serve them up with our sauce. The only thing left to do is try them.